Welcome to Public Forum, a community outreach program produced at North Idaho College on the shores of Lake Coeur d'Alene. Featuring guests from around the globe addressing a wide variety of subjects, Public Forum serves to educate and enlighten. Please join host and moderator, political scientist Tony Stewart, in welcoming today's guest.
Welcome to today's program. I'm happy to report to you that for the next 2 weeks we're going to be discussing some important subjects with members of the Coeur d'Alene tribe. I've often said about the wonderful cooperation that we have with the Coeur d'Alene tribe that it's a great relationship with North Idaho College, and I also would like to add that I think this particular tribe is the most progressive and forward-looking of any tribe in the United States. On our first program, I'm so pleased to welcome to the program Chairman Chief Allen, who is, as I've indicated, the chair of the Tribal Council. Chief Allen, welcome to the program. We are so pleased to have you here, and we look forward to talking about the present and future of your many endeavors that are so successful.
Well, thank you, Tony, for having me. And it's a privilege and honor to be here this afternoon. Like I said, that great relationship that we have with NIC, and it's always good to be in your guys' beautiful campus. So thank you for having me here today.
Well, this is home for you. This is very important ground for you and all in the past history. Now, welcome to the program our two panelists. Janelle Burke, who is an attorney in the state of Idaho, and next to her is Erna Reinhardt, who's Director of Public Relations at North Idaho College, and Janelle Burke will commence today's questioning.
Welcome to the program. It's going to be fun to talk about the future of the Coeur d'Alene tribe, and for those viewers who may not be familiar with the Coeur d'Alene tribe, can you tell me where they're located? And that's a two-part question, sort of the general geographical area and then where the headquarters are located.
Okay. The Coeur d'Alene tribe is actually located, we're located in between, just what I always tell everybody, in between Coeur d'Alene and Moscow, so a little south of Coeur d'Alene and a little bit north of Moscow. And the main headquarters is located in Plummer, Idaho. That's where we have most of our government offices and our health facilities and whatnot.
You're the tribal chairman, but you don't operate all on your own. You have a council, and so can you tell us who the tribal council is, what the tribal council is composed of?
Yeah, the Coeur d'Alene tribe is operated by a 7-member council. We're all elected by the people. We have general elections, and we're on staggered terms. We're elected for 3-year terms. And right now we have myself, who's the chairman, Francis Saijan, who's our vice chairman, Norma Pion, who's our secretary-treasurer, Lita Campbell, who's a tribal council member, Valerie Fasthorse, who's also another council member, Norma Jean Louie, and finish it off is Ernie Stensgar, who is also the longtime chairman for the Coeur d'Alene tribe.
Thank you.
Erna Reinhardt.
Welcome to the show, Chief. It's great to have you here. In recent years, the tribe has really expanded and has broadened its economic base with the Coeur d'Alene Tribal Casino. And then after that, you expanded into a very large hotel facility. And then in recent years, you just added the Circling Raven golf course. Share with us how that has changed not only the landscape of that area, but also the opportunities for the people in that area. And what kinds of changes do you see happening amongst those 3 facilities in the near future?
Okay, I think the expansion of our businesses has been really beneficial for not only our people but for North Idaho. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that 3/4 of our employees come from the Kootenai County, Coeur d'Alene metropolitan area, and also in some of the small communities around Benoit County. As we in North Idaho, logging and some of the other industries, tend to have up and downs years, and so we have provided good jobs for everybody to come to work, and it's been tremendous. 20 years ago on our reservation, there was a high poverty rate, a lot of kids not going to school. With the foresight of some of our previous council members, had that vision of providing economic opportunity to live that American dream like everybody wants to live that American dream, and it's been wonderful. I would say the biggest impact would have to be not so much the jobs, but the money used for education. I mean, the Coeur d'Alene tribe has always valued education, be it, all the local schools and grants that we give for local education, but for also our own members. that has given us the opportunity to send people to college and get law degrees and become doctors and lawyers, and now those folks are coming home and helping us move into the next look over that next mountain, and we're really excited about that opportunity.
Do you take, Chief, is it a certain percentage of the winnings that you give to various education entities in the area? And it's not just for the tribal education, but you give to the local districts throughout the area also, right?
Yes, and last year we tried to expand that a little bit through the state of Idaho. It's 5% of our local earnings that we give back to the people of Idaho, and that's because that was a commitment that even before we had to sign the compact with the state of Idaho, we made that commitment way before that was even, like I said, our commitment to education is, right there on the top. So.
Great, thanks.
Actually, you've given, at this point now, you've given away millions of dollars to school districts. And I know once a year you have that, and you hand the check to all those school districts. And but you're really expanding into other areas, and I think I understand that you have for your tribal members full employment, and just a remarkable achievement. But I want to talk about 2 new companies that you brought on board, and that'll be more employment and more economic development for our area. And one is the Hearth Bread Bakehouse in Spokane. I believe you've recently purchased that. Tell us about that purchase.
The Hearth Bread Company was a company that wanted to expand, but they needed some more dollars into the company, and it was a good fit. They use Shepherd grains. They use they're really conscientious about the environment. And it was a nice fit for the tribe. We thought they use a lot of local farmers from the Richville, Palouse area, and we're big farmers too, and it just made sense for us to buy that company and really try to expand it. And they already have a lot of good, nice, contracts that, and it's a nice little company. And if some of our tribal members want to move in that direction, we'll encourage them. And it's just another opportunity for them to, and plus it expands the tribe's portfolio. So.
And I understand that one of your future endeavors will be into the schools. You're already into some, but it sounds like from what I've talking to you and other members of your staff that it's really got protein. It's a very healthy bread. A lot of bread just it doesn't have those kind of ingredients. So you're concerned about nutrition also.
We are, because as a lot of people don't know, tribes have one of the highest diabetes rates in the country, and so we're always trying to subconscious about what we're doing, and we wanted to maybe provide a healthy alternative for these kids in the school.
Sure.
And whatnot.
So it's a real great fit. The company was already doing that, and it's a fit that you believe in. And the second company I want to talk about, that again I believe you've moved it down to your area, and that's the Berg Integrated Systems that you bought again out of Spokane. And tell us about that company. You have a contract with the U.S. government?
Yes, actually that's one I'm really excited about. That's a company that we bought out of Spokane. They were actually located in Post Falls. And we bought the subsidiary company, and now we're making big tents and big 3-in-1 mobiles. For example, when Hurricane Katrina hit, there was a big need for portable hospitals, portable showers, and that's the kind of things that we're building. And we actually just finished 3 of our units last week and sent them off to the Oregon National Guard, where they purchased them. And what we're really excited about is providing another job opportunity for all members in the local North Idaho area, not just, with the casino, there's a lot of service-oriented jobs, and so these jobs are really jobs that they can move to Portland, Seattle. They're welding, and they're really good jobs for people to really get their hands around. We're really excited about that.
Thank you. Janelle Burke.
You touched just a minute ago on the diabetic. There are a lot of people who have diabetes, certainly among the tribe members, but you have very definite medical and wellness programs for the tribal members. What do you see in the future for those medical programs that you've instituted?
Well, our medical facilities right now is a model for not only our tribe, but for rural health. As you know, in a lot of rural communities, it's really poor, and the hospitals are usually in the nearest big city. So what we were able to do was open up a medical facility on the reservation that provides about, I don't know, 1,200 people, seats 1,200 people, and that's non-native and native alike, and from all the surrounding areas, and it gives senior citizens a chance to go there instead of driving all the way to Coeur d'Alene or Spokane, and so we're really excited about that. And we also, as a two-phase part, we opened up a wellness center. We have a full indoor Olympic pool, aerobic facility, racquetball, weightlifting, and medical treatment facility pool. You know, when you have
physical therapy type
pools, and that's been really helpful for all the local communities. And we're still the big plans. We want to expand our dentists out there, and we also want to expand. We're shipping a lot of people in Spokane for diabetic treatment, and that's usually, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but it's like an all-day thing every week, and so it's really hard on people. So we're trying to get some of that really costly equipment, and maybe keep the patients comfortable as we can down there.
How do you staff your medical centers? Are you able to get some help from government doctors, for example, who might work at the Tribal Wellness Center?
I think we have about 4 full-time doctors on staff. I think they come in on different shifts, whatever, but I think the majority of them come from Spokane, and it's staffed through some of our programs, and the tribe also puts a lot of money into that too, because we want it to stay open. So.
Thank you.
All right.
What about, Chief, are there things on the horizon, or maybe there are things that you've already done in terms of housing for not only just your tribal members, but the people of that area? Because I think we're seeing lots of activity down there with businesses. Tell us about how housing is. Has anything changed with that?
Housing is a big need, and not only for us, as you guys are experienced up here in the Coeur d'Alene area, housing is a big need everywhere. And with the prices of the average home going through the roof, we need to try to somehow provide affordable housing for people to really, and for us to compete. I mean, we're business people too, and we want, we're going to have businesses down there, to attract good people. We need to be able to provide good housing. So, and we're still working on it. I mean, it's always a constant struggle. We have about 100 some people on our waiting list that need housing. So, but we got a couple of things that we're hopefully thinking about in the spring to provide housings for everybody. We did open up a new $4 million elders facility last year, and that seems to be going pretty well. But as you know, housing takes a long time to build, and we can't build them fast enough.
Share with us, though, what the Elder Project was.
Oh, the Elder Project was something really nice that we built it across from our early childhood learning center, so that we thought, our two precious commodities are elders and our children, and so we thought, let's put them close together, and the kids can learn from the elders, and elders can pass on their knowledge. And we provided 19 homes. They have a great big indoor facility where they eat lunch and have breakfast, and they can meet and do puzzles or play cards or whatever it's their home, whatever. Before, we had an old restaurant that we bought, and that wasn't really satisfactory. So we expanded it, and it seems to be going pretty well. So
excellent.
Our viewers across the Northwest and in Canada often want to know more, and I believe that our staff has put up a website and telephone number. We'd love to have our viewers that get more information. So I believe I'm correct. I see them talking with some of your people when they came in. Yeah, here's the website. If you would share that with them for those who might be in other rooms, your website and your phone number, please.
It's www.cdatribe/nsn.gov, and the phone number is 208-686-1800.
Great. We always love to give our viewers the opportunity to have contact with our guests. Something else that I want to talk about is two things, really. This is just amazing today to see how you're expanding into so many things. It's such a model for others across the United States. As you mentioned earlier briefly, you, for a long time, have been involved in agriculture. Tell us something about your agricultural lands and the kind of crops that you have.
Well, the majority of our crops are wheat and peas that we have down on the southern end of the reservation, that's where the rich farmland is at. and I think we farm about 700 acres of farmland every year, but that's not including all the tribal individual interests that that people farm. But as always, we have a little bit in the farming, but we don't put all of our eggs in one basket because we know some of the prices of farming is it's kind of tough to compete in that market.
And you also have forest policies too, don't you? Managing your forest land.
Yes, we also have been very conservative when it comes to our practice of our forest because we don't want to log all of our natural resources. We like to selective log in and keep it log. I think way before my time, that was one of the only natural resources the tribe had, and so they had to depend on a lot of logging. But I think we were able to kind of balance and act now. So
the word that comes to mind when you talk about all these different things you're doing, you've diversified. You have a lot of different, and that's so smart because you have different economic interests. And my other question before I go back to the panel is, you'll remember the date, but it was a few years ago that you had a very important case before the United States Supreme Court, and one of your attorneys, Ray Gibbons, argued the case before the court, and you won 5-4, and you have ownership back in your hands. It was gone for a while, but you managed the 1/3 of the lower part of the Coeur d'Alene Lake. Share with us what you're doing in that, and how important. I know that one thing about the Coeur d'Alene tribe that is so impressive to me is that you have such an incredible appreciation of nature, and you have great respect for nature. So you're doing some things in relation to the lake that I think are very healthy for its future.
I think that lake case. A lot of people. There's a lot of fear in the surrounding area. They thought the tribe was going to come in and try to run roughshod over everybody. And so the Coeur d'Alene tribe, what we did, our strategy was that's not what we're about. We just want to protect the interests of the lake. And so we really didn't do anything for the first couple of years. We was kind of just status quo. We still honored all the state permit, and we still do. We still do that. The only thing that we did differently was charge a dock fee. It's a nominal fee. I think it's like $100, and that's we want to make sure docks are safety, and they're not anything hazardous to the lake. And for the most part, everybody's been really very friendly. I think we got like 90% compliant, and that's pretty good for any compliance things. And people are just happy that we're there. We also have a police force that patrols this lower third, and that helps Kootenai County out because they don't have to spend all their man hours down there, and that's been actually a wonderful agreement that we're working there too. So we continue to share the lake. Like I said, it's all. We believe that we can't own anything. We believe in sharing everything, and it's all of ours. So, and it's all of our duty to protect that beautiful natural resource.
One more question on that, and that is that not only here but all over the world, there's increased pollution, and we talk about global warming, all kind of issues, but. Tell us what you're doing, or the concerns you have about the quality of water in the lake.
Right now, we're working with the state on a lake management plan, an LMP, to help clean the lake up. We want to, we live in the real world too, and we know, things cost money, but we don't want to agree to a plan that's not going to have any funding. We need to, and the tribe has put money, their mouth where their money's at. We have put money towards the cleanup efforts, and it's nearly not enough. But we just want to be there and hopefully work with the state and the federal government and the local citizens on a plan that can be agreeable to everybody.
Coeur d'Alene is one of the beautiful lakes in the world. It's just got and its shoreline all is really, really beautiful. It's a precious jewel. Janelle Burke.
What comes to mind is, wow, how do you keep track of all of these things? Because you have so much that you're involved in. Many businesses are involved in only one aspect, but you're involved in just a multifaceted operation.
I have a great staff. When I got elected 2 years ago, I put around me a really good staff that could help me manage everything, and they've got different experts, I got a staff member that's good in legislative lobbies. I got a staff that's he's just actually the new CEO of the casino. He got his MBA and his JD from Stanford Law. He's back home, and my executive director is his professional background is natural resources. So we the tribe has given me the opportunity to put together really good people in key spots.
How do you keep track of everything as far as your high tech is concerned? And are you encouraging your tribal members to be involved with the computers?
Yes, our high tech is, we have a council member, Valerie Fasthorse, who's on council, and that's her expertise. She actually got her degree from NIC here, and she was the one that actually had the idea of providing high-speed internet. She went and put pen to paper and helped get a big $2 million grant from the USDA to provide high-speed internet for rural communities, and she's a really whippersnapper. I mean, you want to talk about high-tech stuff, you can get her in a room and she can talk to you about high-tech stuff for probably days on and days out. So, but yeah, so she's really good at that, and that's her expertise. So, and she keeps us all apprised of that. So.
Valerie Fasthorse is a wonderful person I know because she served some terms on the board of the Kootenai County Task Force on Human Relations and Human Rights Work. She's really a wonderful human being. Erna Reinhardt.
Share with our viewers a little bit about any programs that you might have for your youth or for your schools. I know that you've got a school that's located on the reservation, and how does that school work? Is that funded through the state, or is that part of the reservation? Is that part of the tribe?
The tribal school is funded two parts. One is through the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and also through the tribe. We also give money, part of that 5% money that we give out. Part of that, some of the grant money goes to the tribal school. And again, the tribal school is open for anybody. We open the doors for Native and non-Native alike, and we've got some really good, a good team down there, and our kids are really, up to the task and taking tests and passing it along. But our youth, that's where we spend, we spend all the money we can. We want those kids to succeed at all costs, and we have a great youth program down there. Cheryl Wexel and Lavina Louie, her mom's on tribal council, and they really have a passion for the kids. And every summer they do a Rock in the Res, and they have a good sports program. They take them all over. And we're actually in the process of adding some more youth programs down there for all the youth. And, I can't, it's just wonderful. Hopefully we're still having a little problems in the public school system with making AYP down there, and some of the kids falling through the cracks. But we're trying to address those problems. And as a government, you can only do so much. At some point, you need to have community members, family members step up, and we can provide the tools for them to get to that next step. But we can't, make them. So it's also a constant struggle. So
Great.
We've talked about an awful lot of things, and we've brought up these different issues, but we certainly may have failed to bring up some things that you have in mind. I'm tired from and exhausted from saying, "What if I had to run all that? I don't think I could do it." It's wonderful. But what else do you have planned other than what we've talked about that should go down the road? You're such forward-looking in your programs and expanding. Are there things that we haven't mentioned that you are looking forward to doing?
Some of the things that we're looking for more is probably more light manufacturing jobs. We want to get some more companies into North Idaho, and we really work well with Steve Griffiths. He's the one he's kind of the king in North Idaho. He helped bring in Buck Knives and Cisco to the Post Falls areas, and he's actually the one that got us in contact with the bakery and also the Berg Integrated Systems. And he's always on the lookout for us too, because his job is to bring more jobs to North Idaho, and it's a great relationship. And so the last two ventures took us like 8 or 9 months from start to finish, and so we're always in the lookout for those kind of things to do. And so I'm sure we'll be opening some more in a few months, hopefully. So,
well, I just want to praise all of you for what you're doing. Time is running a little bit short, but next week we'll have Quanah Spencer, your legislative director. What a remarkable person, and I admire him very much. You have something very impressive, and I have a copy here of your legislative focus and your legislative agenda that I can show. So you work at the national level and the state of Idaho both. What are some of your legislative goals?
Some of our legislative goals is to put a face on the Coeur d'Alene tribe. One of the things that was lacking when I came on board was people didn't know us, and they automatically think the Coeur d'Alene Tribe. They think of gaming, and we're so much more than gaming. I mean, so I tried to shift the focus away from gaming to what we were actually doing. And North Idaho is great. We have a great relationship with all of our North Idaho legislators, and they seem to be really open-minded to our ideals. And we do provide a monthly newsletter when they're in session, kind of explaining what we're doing, and it keeps them communication. That's the key. Yeah. Communication. There was a lot of communication was lacking for a few years there, and now that I think that we bridged that gap. So, but some of the big issues that we'll probably work on is the field tax. I mean, that issue was a big issue last year, and the gaming came up last year too as well. But I think the gaming issue has, the state of Idaho, the voters spoke on that one. To me, that was a dead issue. But the field tax issue is we already give back to City of Coeur d'Alene through our City Link bus service and through the Croc Center, all these other things that we do. I mean, to me, it was like we don't need an agreement to, we collect about $500,000 in field tax, and we basically give it back to North Idaho in other ways, and we're willing to continue to do that. So.
You give away a lot more than $500,000 back.
We do,
yeah,
and
it goes far beyond that.
To me, it almost seems kind of silly for us to do an agreement or something like that when we're already doing it. So.
Yeah, I would suggest that they should be very careful, because since you're doing a lot more than $500,000, they shouldn't just want part of that $500,000, in my view. I also want to thank you on behalf of North Idaho College for your very great support this year for North Idaho College and its budget and its programs. And I know you're very interested in our workforce training and all, and how that could work in relation to what you're doing. And we appreciate that very much. And I know I speak for everyone here when I say that you're great friends and great partners in all this endeavors. We're all involved with the future of education and economic development and the expanding of minds. On that note, Chairman Chief Allen, we have to bring the program to conclusion, and for our viewers who don't know, your mother named you Chief, and so it's Chairman Chief Allen because she knew what was lying in the future for you. And we want to thank you on behalf of our panel and our staff for this most informative program about the great contributions by the Coeur d'Alene Tribe, and we hope you'll come back at some future time and talk to us and give us an update.
I would love to anytime, so thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest again has been Chairman Chief Allen, the chair of the Coeur d'Alene Tribal Council, and talking about their very exciting programs. I hope you'll be with us again next week, and we will continue this discussion with Legislative Liaison, our director from the Coeur d'Alene Tribe. Until then, please have a good week. I am Tony Stewart.
Recorded on the campus of North Idaho College, Public Forum is the longest-running in-house college production on PBS. Each episode is pre-recorded live and is an educational outreach from North Idaho College. Please join us at this same time next week for another edition of Public Forum on this public television station.